Welcome back. So normally at this time of day I'm doing hockey videos, right? Normally I do my preview, my news video, but there's something else I had to discuss today. So I've gone around the internet, gathered as much information as possible, thrown it on the board. We're going to go through it because Simon Fraser University is not far from me here. SFU football has just kind of been a thing, and so we've talked before about NCAA football and Canadian football, and clearly Canadian football doesn't get the same amount of funding, it doesn't get the same amount of ratings, it doesn't get the same amount of attention as NCAA football. But those programs are still important to the players that are in them. They're important to the coaches, they're important to the staff, they're important to everybody. Now what happened is on April the 4th, SFU canceled the football program, but there's more to it. Not only that, but players had to kind of fight to be able to get their own equipment. So everything was locked away, and they were like, no, we're just going to throw everything in the trash. So it looked bad right off the gate, right out of the gate. So the NCAA division they were in, which was the Lone Star, I believe the Lone Star division, it's NCAA Division 2. So we're not renewing our program with SFU. So even though 2023 was already kind of taken care of by this agreement, SFU canceled the 2023 season and said, since we don't know what's going to happen next year, we're going to cancel this year, which I thought was odd. So right out of the gate, I'm like, something's not adding up here. And the amount of anger that I saw from local media, from local sports personalities as well, it was palpable. And totally understand why they would be upset, because there was no warning this was coming. There was nothing. I was basically just, yeah, so we're closing up shop. We're going to lock away everything. And yeah, we're going to throw all your stuff out. So bye football. Bye. And it was clear to me, just as an unbiased observer from the outside, that SFU didn't really seem to have any idea that there was value in a football program. So let's go through this. April 13th, 5 members of the team decided to sue SFU. I don't know that an injunction is going to go anywhere. And from what I've seen, the judge that heard the injunction case has reserved judgment for now. So there hasn't been any, and I don't know what a judge can do. You can't force them to have a football program. But it looks bad. The whole thing just stinks from top to bottom. So it's one of those things that I have to do a video on. There were no consultations before canceling the program. So I forgot the E there. I'll just go ahead and add that. But there were no consultations with players, no consultations with the coaching staffs or anything. And yet in court, they've argued, yes, there was. Okay, but when? Because this would have been known publicly. In the event that SFU had gone to players or coaches and said, so we might have to cancel the football program, I guarantee you there would have been a public outcry, there would have been rallies for saving it, and there would have been fundraisers. Because, again, this is college education. These are guys who are on varsity scholarships that go to SFU. And while SFU is saying, well, we'll help them find somewhere else to go if they want to keep playing football, that's not the point. Like, if you've spent your whole life wanting to go to SFU and play football, then they're like, yeah, we canceled it. Do you want to go to, like, I don't know, UBC? Do you want to go to, I don't know, so is there, like, somewhere in the interior you want to go? No. You want to stay at SFU, especially since that's where you're studying. It's where you're going to university. And that was the plan. So they're still honoring all the scholarships and everything, even though the program is going to be gone and all that. But the fact there was no consultations really stuck in the craw of people who really like football. April 20th, a special advisor appointed to investigate the future of the football program. But when they brought in the special advisor, and I don't know what the advisor is going to do, the advisor, in all likelihood, brought in by the university, is probably going to toe the party line here with the university. But they also stated there's no path to an NCAA return, which is okay. But then they also said no varsity football in 2023. Now, there are alumni arguing they can still have football games. They don't have to be varsity. They can still have football games. You still got, the coaches are still there. The players are still there. There is still, the equipment's there. The facilities are there. There's no reason you can't have a football team in 2023. Whereas SFU's kind of going, yeah, no, there's no football. No, there's no, we canceled the football. So it really feels like the university saying we cancel it. And I don't know if the university really had a miscalculation here. Maybe they thought with SFU going 1-9 this past season in the NCAA 2 division, maybe they figured nobody will even notice. This team doesn't win anyways. Nobody will even notice if we cancel a football program. Are you kidding me? So the thing that really got me, and the reason this video is existing in the first place, is because I have wanted to share just how ridiculous this is. Because when this happened, I actually had to immediately talk to my wife about this, who's not a football person, but this is odd. So, athletic director Teresa Hansen admitted the school did not formally request to join the U Sports program prior to cancellation due to a complex application process. The way it came off was, well, we thought about joining U Sports, but it's hard. And we'd have to, it's not an easy process, so we just figured we should just cancel football. When things are hard, figure it out. Maybe when you're a university athletic director, maybe you should be able to hire somebody who can figure it out. I find that argument really, just imagine that, yeah, I could have saved our program, but the paperwork, it was really hard. So I just decided it's better not to do it because it was hard. Like, what are you? Of course, there's going to be difficult things in your job. That's kind of, you're a director. You're going to have difficult things to. Anyways, U Sports is still seen as the preferred path forward. And if they had gone down this path, and this is the thing, they didn't formally request because it's difficult. So it's not like they can say on April 4th, we didn't leave any stone unturned. We tried to join U Sports, and it just didn't work. And here's what we did. And we tried really hard, guys. No, it was just, yeah, this was hard. Yeah, it's hard. So it's better just not to do it. I don't understand. So BC Lions owner has offered financial support, and also since offering that financial support has raised over $700,000 for this program. So what SFU is really underestimating is how much the public, how much people are willing to support this university program for these kids. And it's important to people. SFU football has been around for about a century. So, of course, it's important to people. So, yeah, the alumni have also mobilized to help save the program. There are a lot of alumni. They're doing a lot. They've even been talking to other universities in Canada, in the U.S., that they could potentially have SFU play against. And the best way to put this is it'd be sort of like, from what I was reading, it sounds like it'd be sort of like your friendlies you have in soccer, right? Where you might have two teams play against each other. It's not in a league. It doesn't mean anything in the standings, but it's a game. And so this would be the sort of a similar situation. SFU would be playing against, say, UBC. Game wouldn't necessarily mean a lot, but it's just you get that experience. The guys are getting coached, and it's important to have. I think it's important to have a football program. Now, where things really get odd is this. Teresa Hansen, your athletic director, said cancellation was not financially motivated. Nope. The money was there. It's not financially motivated. Just they had no idea what they were going to do beyond 2023, so they canceled 2023. I don't understand that logic at all. I find that really odd. I don't. Well, since the program's going to be gone next year anyways, let's cancel it now. All right, cool. Now, in court, however, the university's lawyer, in answering these members who are suing the university, said that travel costs and low competitive performance justify cancellation. In other words, you guys went 1-9 last year. Yeah, we'll cancel your program, which is an odd tactic to have. Now, I understand that wins and losses are important, and in the NCAA, they are very important. I've sometimes thought that with university sports, it should be more about the development system for players, more about the educational system. Wins, losses shouldn't be nearly as important as they are. I think with university sports, that should be the case. I don't think that'll ever change, though. Winning still justifies more money coming in and better coaches and all that. But this flies in the face of what Teresa Hansen said, that this was not financially motivated. This was, we don't have anywhere to play. So since we don't have anywhere to play, we had to cancel it. And when the players say, well, look, you guys could have done something else to find somewhere else to play, it seems like the answer from the university is, yeah, but the costs. The costs. Okay, well, why didn't we have why wasn't there a consultation process with this? Why wasn't anybody in the public sphere allowed to step in and say, hey, we'll help? It's so weird to me because there are so many people in the media who are just absolutely flabbergasted at this, because I think we all know people would support this. The president of the Football Alumni Society has applied to speak to the SFU governors on May the 25th. I haven't seen anything that updates what's going on with that or whether or not he's going to be able to speak to the governors. I mean, it feels like the school's dug in. And again, this is again as neutral observer from the outside. To me, it looks like the university canceled this program, dug its heels in, and is just doubling down on cancel, 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 no matter what anybody comes up with. And so I don't have any faith that a special advisor coming in, hired by the university, is going to come to a conclusion any different than the university did, which was, it's not for financial reasons, but it's expensive, which isn't a financial reason. But look, where are we going to play? Well, we could have played this year, but why play? It's a weird situation. I feel for the players who are in this situation, and if you're an SFU football player, I do. That's why this video is being put into the ether and into existence, because I think this is a really crappy way to deal with it. You've got players now, and I've seen interviews where players are saying, "Look, I got to deal with finals, I got to deal with everything right now, my education, and now I've got this distraction on the outside that football, which was why I kind of came to this university, has been canceled." And so it throws everything off. And there hasn't been the amount of care given to this for staff, for players, and I think that's a shame. I think it shows. I mean, loyalty gets thrown around a lot as a word. I don't know if loyalty is the terminology I'd use for this, like a lack of loyalty from the university to the players and the staff, but it just feels wrong to me. It doesn't feel right to me on any level. So I really hope this works out. I feel bad, though, for the players, because it looks like at the very least 2023 is off the table. Like, they keep doubling down that we are not playing in 2023. Even though they have the coaches, they have the players, they have the equipment. We are not playing. It's not happening. We're not playing. And just to me, it feels kind of off. There have been accusations that maybe the school doesn't see the value in football, and so they're just trying to eliminate it because they don't think it brings any value. And whether that's for reasons that maybe people in charge of things don't like football, have a really negative perception of it. There's definitely people who do, at this point, have a really negative perception about football. Their parents won't put their kids in football because it is dangerous. I'm not going to say the parents think it's dangerous. It is dangerous. Football's a dangerous sport. But there does seem to be a concerted effort by some that with contact sports, they kind of want to see them phased out. And I don't know if there's anything at play in this with people who just kind of want to see the contact sports phased out, but it just looks bad because this wasn't done right. And the university doubling down on all this, it's their right to take that tactic if they want. But just to me anyways, it comes across poorly from a public perspective. And I don't know. I mean, if you're a high school student right now and you're getting ready to go to university and you're choosing between SFU and UBC or SFU and UVic, which is University of Victoria, and you see the way that the football program is being treated at SFU, doesn't it make you more likely to want to go to UVic? Doesn't it make you more likely to want to go to UBC, maybe even Trinity Western? You're like, you know what, I'll just go to Trinity Western. This kind of thing, right? So I'd be interested to know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And I hope this works out for the players, for the coaches, for everybody who's been negatively impacted by this. Because it really does feel like they were kind of left to fend for themselves. And I don't like that at all. But let me know your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.